You probably think this animal is just a chill pet lizard, but it does things that don't make sense for something that spends its life sitting on a rock. It communicates, it intimidates, it senses the world in ways we can't, and somehow it looks unimpressed the entire time. This is the bearded dragon, and today we're counting down the top 10 facts that explain why it's way more impressive than it looks. Welcome to Wildlife Lounge, where we explain animals without ruining the surprise. Today's a top 10, which means 10 fast facts, 0 filler, and several moments where you realize this animal has been holding out on you. So whether you own a bearded dragon, want one, or clicked this thinking, how interesting could a lizard really be? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into it. Number 10. Bearded dragons sleep like they've been glitched. If you've ever owned a bearded dragon, you've probably checked on them at night and thought, okay, something is definitely wrong. They sleep standing up, folded in half, pressed against glass, or hanging halfway off a log like gravity just stopped applying to them. As alarming as it looks, this is completely normal. When bearded dragons fall asleep, their muscles relax deeply, and they often stay exactly where they were basking or climbing when sleep kicked in. No pillow, no blanket, just vibes. New owners panic. Experienced owners take photos. And while their sleep looks chaotic, the way they eat changes completely as they grow up. Number 9. Their diet completely changes over time. Baby bearded dragons are basically tiny insect assassins. They need protein to grow, so their diet is mostly bugs, crickets, roaches, and worms that absolutely regret their life choices. But as they mature, everything flips. Adults shift toward leafy greens, vegetables, and flowers, with insects becoming more of a treat than a staple. This isn't preference, it's biology. Their nutritional needs change with age, and feeding them like a baby forever can lead to serious health issues. So yes, your bearded dragon grew up, and now it judges your eating habits. But eating isn't enough, because for bearded dragons, heat controls almost everything. Number 8. That open mouth isn't a smile. When a bearded dragon sits under a heat lamp with its mouth wide open, it looks relaxed, friendly, possibly smiling. It is not smiling. This behavior is called gaping, and it's how they cool themselves down. By opening their mouth, they release excess heat, basically reptile air conditioning. Bearded dragons can't sweat, and their entire metabolism depends on temperature. Too cold, digestion shuts down. Too hot, mouth open, beard out, dramatic pose activated. They're solar-powered animals, and they manage it like professionals. And once their temperature is just right, that's when communication starts. Number 7. That arm wave isn't friendly. One of the most viral bearded dragon behaviors is the arm wave. Slow, gentle, polite. Everyone thinks it means, "Hi, human." It doesn't. Arm waving is actually a submissive or non-threatening signal. It's their way of saying, "I see you. You're bigger or scarier. I don't want problems." Sometimes they'll wave at people, reflections, or even ceiling fans because their brain decided not worth the risk. It's not affection, it's diplomacy. And when diplomacy fails, dominance takes over. Number 6. Head bobbing is a power move. Head bobbing is the opposite of waving. Fast, sharp head movements are dominance displays, most often from males, used to say, "This is my territory," or "I'm in charge here." You'll see it around other dragons during mating season, or sometimes aimed directly at their own reflection, because mirrors are clearly a threat. Slow bobs can signal submission. Fast bobs mean business. And friendly bobs are usually just your neighbor. So if your bearded dragon is head bobbing at you, congratulations. You've been challenged. But dominance isn't their strangest adaptation. Not even close. Number 5. They have a hidden light sensor. Bearded dragons have a small spot on top of their head called a parietal eye. No, it doesn't see images. And no, it doesn't give them psychic powers. What it does detect is light and shadow, especially from above. This helps them sense predators passing overhead, even when they aren't looking up. It's an ancient survival system built directly into their skull. Simple, subtle, extremely effective. And that's not even the strangest way they perceive the world. Number 4. They see the world differently than you do. Bearded dragons don't experience the world the way humans do. They can perceive parts of their environment that are completely invisible to us, helping them recognize food, other dragons, and important signals we'd never notice. This ability also plays a huge role in their health, especially when it comes to absorbing nutrients and staying strong. So when your dragon is basking, it's not just relaxing, it's actively powering its body. But when that world feels threatening, they have one final intimidation trick. Before we get to the top 3, quick reality check. According to YouTube, 99.6% of the people watching this video aren't subscribed, and only 0.4% are, which means, statistically, almost all of you are just passing through. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe and prove YouTube wrong. Let's get that number above emotionally devastating. All right, back to the dragons. Number 3. The beard puff is a full threat display. When a bearded dragon feels threatened, it puffs out its beard, opens its mouth, and often turns the beard jet black. This makes them look bigger, darker, and far more intimidating, despite still being roughly the size of a loaf of bread. That dark beard isn't permanent. It's a stress or dominance signal meant to say, back up. I am emotionally prepared for violence. It's dramatic, effective, and very on brand. But now things take a sharp historical turn. Number 2. Their global popularity has a complicated origin. Bearded dragons are native exclusively to Australia, and exporting them has been illegal for decades. Yet today, they're found all over the world. That's because early illegal exports, before strict enforcement, led to breeding populations outside Australia. Every captive bearded dragon today descends from those early smuggled animals. Modern breeding is legal. The origin story? Not so much. It's a strange, uncomfortable, but well-documented reality. And after all of that, here's why people still love them. Number 1. Bearded dragons have real personalities. Despite everything, communication displays, survival adaptations, and intimidation tactics, bearded dragons are surprisingly chill. They show consistent personalities. Some are bold, some are shy, some are curious, some are extremely judgmental. This isn't human emotion. It's stable behavioral tendencies recognized in animal behavior research. They're calm, tolerant, and interactive in ways most reptiles aren't, which is exactly why they're one of the most popular reptile pets on the planet. All right, let's see if you were really paying attention. Which behavior is actually a sign of submission? A. Head bobbing. B. Beard puffing. C. Arm waving. Or D. Mouth gaping. Why do bearded dragons open their mouths while basking? A. Aggression. B. Cooling down. C. Smiling. Or D. Asking for food. And last but not least, which of these can bearded dragons perceive that humans can't? A. Infrared. B. X-rays. C. Ultraviolet light. D. Magnetic fields. Comment your answers below, and we'll like your comment if you got them correct. And that's it for today's episode of Wildlife Lounge. We know we've been a little quiet for a bit, but we're officially back and fully up and running, with more top 10s, more deep dives, and a lot more wildlife content on the way. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you very soon in the next episode.